big one. A big one. Ken.
If I were to ask you, what activity has man been doing for 1,000 years, some women too, it takes 1 minute to do, and then requires 5, 10, 15 minutes of waiting around to see if you get a result, you would probably say fishing. Not fishing? Well, I don't know what you were thinking, but fishing is that activity for me. And I had that experience when I spent time fishing with my son, young son at the time. Some of you have met Stefan now. He's grown up, he's tall, thin, dark hair, dark skin. At that time, when he was 5 or 6, he was small. Dark hair, dark skin, and thin. And we used to spend many weekends fishing. 1 minute to put the worm on, 5, 10, 15 minutes waiting to see if we would catch a fish. But who knew that that experience with my son would teach me a profound lesson, one that you might find useful when you hear about it later. So what we used to do is go out to a small lake in a country home that we had, and I'd say, Stefan, go find us some worms. Stefan would find some worms. Here, Dad. Put the worm on, you cast out the hook and line, and wait. And wait. And wait. And very often, after 10 or 15 minutes, we'd reel back in the hook with no fish. I say, Stefan, go find another worm. And a worm, put it on. Okay, Dad, let's try again. Cast it out. Every now and then we catch some tiny little sunfish, which we throw back in the water. Until one day, I said, Stefan, let me try something different. Okay, Dad, and I'm going to try and cast this out as far as I possibly can into the middle of the lake. Okay, Dad. So I got my arm nice and loose, shoulder nice and loose. Give me a worm, Stefan. Okay, Dad. Put that on. And I loosed it way, way out. And we watched that line go as far as the middle of the lake. We watched, and as soon as that hook hit the water, a big fish, whoop, grabbed that hook, and I reeled in this enormous fish. Spiky fins, kind of red and silvery scales, and a long snout. Maybe it was a perch or something like that, or a pike. The biggest fish we had ever caught. And then Stefan turned to me and said, see, Dad? You have to fish where the fish are. Fish where the fish are. Wow. Who thought that something out of the words of a young kid would have such profound meaning? Fish where the fish are. Now, first you might think, what's the big deal? We know that. You ski where the snow is, right? That's why you read the weather report. Or if you have to walk across some wet lawn, you walk where the dry path is. What's the big deal? But I know in my life, there were many times when I didn't fish where the fish were. There was a time in my life when I was looking to meet girls. But I'd be in a bar in front of a TV screen watching football games, wondering, why can't I meet any girls? I wasn't socializing where the girls were. But there was a time in my life when I was teaching junior high school, a very low pay, saying, I want more money. But I wasn't looking for jobs where the money was. And then there was a time in my life when I wanted to be a better speaker. That was more than 2 years ago. It hadn't occurred to me to go and speak where the speakers are. Fish with a fisher. What are you fishing for? Now, you can keep doing what you've been doing, get the same results you've been getting all along, but if you want your friends to see you as a person who knows where to look for what you want, so you can obtain the things in life that'll make you happy and allow you to do those things you've always wanted to do because you have those things, just follow the advice of my son. Fish with a fish hook. And then maybe you too can catch